Alright, I have to admit I don't know much about Soviet-era aircraft, but let's see if we can't put a halfway decent review together anyway. And with that, hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at a Tupolev TU-154M of Belavia. At the front of the box we have a cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and on top of the box we have the Belavia branding. Then on the back side of the box we have a lovely image of the aircraft in real life. We are provided with a web link by Herpa Wings. Unfortunately that does not work anymore, and we can see it is a limited edition. And here she is, the Tupolev TU-154M in the standard livery of Belavia used when this aircraft was still in active service. There are various versions of the Tupolev TU-154. The 154M, as we see it here, is the most highly upgraded version, which thanks to better engines and upgraded aerodynamics was way more fuel efficient as its predecessors. And with that, I think it is time to take a closer look at the aircraft model itself to see what that actually has to offer. And we start off with the tail section, where we on the vertical stabilizer have the Belavia branding. Of course, with the Tupolev, it also very prominently features the horizontal stabilizer on top of the vertical stabilizer. Here we even have a beacon light printed on as well. The full registration code of the aircraft is then printed here to the side of the third engine. And since we have mentioned the engine, we of course have three of them on this aircraft, and all three of them are towards the back of the aircraft, two of them mounted to the side of the fuselage. When we look here, we of course have the silver leading edge printed on. Overall, I would say the engine nacelles look fairly decent, although if we look here at the backside, I think the spoilers or air brakes could have looked a little bit more detailed. When we look into the engines from the front, we can very nicely see the engine fan blades, except of course with the engine here at the top of the fuselage. But as we learned in the last review of this aircraft type, that is correct, as the fan blades in this engine are mounted way deep inside the engine, so you wouldn't be able to see it. But what we have also learned is that Herpa has made this engine nacelle rather round, where at least the intake should be more egg-shaped. And then finally we do of course also have the exhaust for the third engine here at the tail of the aircraft. At the front of the aircraft and across the fuselage we then have the writing of Belavia, and we have the flag of Belarus. We do also have the IATA logo and the aircraft type specification printed on. I do quite like the mold around the cockpit section on this aircraft model. I think Herpa has done well with that. And then of course we also have the rather unique cockpit window configuration, which Herpa has also recreated, and also added the window wipers to it. On the fuselage, just above the wings, we have the emergency exits printed on, which leads us straight to the wings, which we should also take a closer look at. Starting off with the top side, we can see across the two wings we have the full registration code printed on. We have the different flap slats and spoilers carved rather nicely. We do even have the markings for the emergency exit printed on as well. And of course, rather prominently displayed also the pylons. The underside of the wing again features the full registration code printed on across both wings. And also here I think the physical detailing is rather nice. Of course, the main reason why the pylons on the wings are so big is simply because they do house the main landing gear, which I think Herpa has also recreated rather nicely. Also the front landing gear I think looks pretty decent, although I would have liked some printed details here. And then last but not least, we do also have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on here in the back of the aircraft and here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Tupolev TU-154M in the former standard livery of Belavia from Herpa Wings in scale 1 to 500. And what can we say about this aircraft model? Well, as I said right at the beginning of the video, I'm not that knowledgeable when it comes to Soviet-era aircraft. It's just not my field of expertise. So there could be parts on this aircraft that would infuriate someone who knows more about the aircraft type. Overall, what I can say is that I rather like the model. I think the print quality is good, although of course Herpa could have added a few more details to the aircraft model for sure. The physical detailing as I see it is also fine. There are at least no major issues. other than perhaps that the engine on the top of the fuselage, of course, has the intake rather rounded, where it should be more egg-shaped, and perhaps the nose of the aircraft is a bit too pointy, although I do actually quite like how it looks. So with my rather limited knowledge about this aircraft type, I would say yes, it is worth having in one's collection, but what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. And with that, we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like, that would be very much appreciated. And of course, if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe? That would be absolutely awesome. With that, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.